A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke. And Jesus said to them, A certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And he divided unto them his living. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together, and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in that land, and he began to be in want. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his fields to feed swine. And he would fain have filled his belly with the husks that the swine did eat, and no man gave unto him. This man, then, having 2 sons, is understood to be God, having 2 nations, as if they were 2 roots of the human race. And the one composed of those who remained in the worship of God, the other of those who have ever deserted God to worship idols. From the very beginning, then, of the creation of mankind, the elder son has reference to the worship of the one God, but the younger seeks the part of the substance which fell to him should be given to him by his father. Hence it follows, quote, And the younger of them said unto his father, Give me the portion of goods which falleth to me, end quote. Just as the soul, delighted with its own power, seeks that which belongs to it, to live, to understand, to remember, to excel in quickness of the intellect, all of which are the gifts of God, but it has received them in its own power by free will. Hence it follows, quote, And he divided unto them his substance, end quote. Whoever wishes to be so like to God as to ascribe his strength to him, let him not depart from him, but rather cleave to him, that he may preserve the likeness and image in which he was made. But if he perversely wishes to imitate God, that as God has no one by whom he is governed, so should he desire to exercise his own power as to live under no rules. What remains for him but that having lost all heat, he should grow cold and senseless, and departing from the truth, vanish away. But that which is said to have taken place not many days after, namely, that gathering all together ye set abroad into a far country, which is forgetfulness of God, signifies that not long after the institution of the human race, the soul of man chose of its own free will to take with it a certain power of its nature, and to desert him by whom it was created, trusting in his own strength, which it wastes the more rapidly as it has abandoned him who gave it. Hence it follows, quote, And there wasted his substance in riotous living, end quote. But he calls a riotous or prodigal life one that loves to spend and lavish itself with outward show, whilst exhausting itself within, since everyone follows those things which pass on to something else, and forsakes him who is closest to himself. As it follows, quote, And when he had spent all, there arose a great famine in that land, end quote. The famine is the want of the word of truth. Hence it follows, quote, And he began to be in want, end quote. Fitly did he begin to be in want, who abandoned the treasures of the heavenly wisdom and the knowledge of God, and the unfathomableness of the heavenly riches. It follows, quote, And he went and joined himself to a certain citizen of that country, end quote. One of the citizens of that country was a certain prince of the air, belonging to the army of the devil, whose fields signify the manner of power, concerning which it follows, quote, And he sent him into the field to feed swine, end quote. The swine are the unclean spirits which are under him.